Welcome to My Tai Gaming. We're going to start a new Grand Tactician, the Civil War campaign. We'll be playing as the Confederate States. We are going to be using the AOM, or Additional Officers mod, and starting July 21st, 1861. The policies are already chosen. Very hard and mediocre on aggressiveness. We'll leave order delays and auto manage off, everything else on. Order delays, I believe, I've heard, helps the AI, so we will be using that. There are already some battles fought, about 50-50 it looks like. We have created our custom avatar, so we'll be using him in the fight. Let's go ahead and load up the game. This first video, as soon as we hit play, we start with the Battle of Manassas Junction. Fairly historical start there. So I'll just give kind of a brief overview of the strategic situation, kind of an idea of my plans, and then we will go right into the battle. So this mod updates pretty much everything. It does a lot of work kind of recreating the historic units that were employed at this time. We have units in Charleston, Pensacola, Mobile, New Orleans. Probably Austin over here, of the Western armies moving into southern Missouri. Indian Force. We have Polk, who will move forward to Columbus, Kentucky. Department number 2 is Hardee. And then, of course, the Army of Eastern Tennessee guarding the Cumberland Gap. In Virginia, we have Army of Shenandoah and Potomac. The Department of Richmond, or the Virginia Reserves. The Peninsula. We have the Department of Norfolk, Army of the Northwest, and Army of the Kanawha, guarding Western Virginia. So we'll start with the Battle of Manassas, just to give you some order of battle changes. Obviously there's a lot of recruited units that aren't here yet. Army of Shenandoah is fairly straightforward, with a lot more artillery than the vanilla, but the batteries do seem to be smaller as we zoom in on our future battlefield. Army of the Potomac, you do see the Laurel Brigade here with regiments of cavalry forming. Hampton's Legion with his units forming. These are battalion size, so only 500 men. You have Evans Demi Brigade with the Louisiana Tigers, or the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion, and then some infantry regiments. I love that they're able to implement the regiments. I wish you could do that recruiting going forward as regiments. Instead you recruit as brigades, but eventually we will be combining these and reorganizing them into actual brigades instead of what this game would almost consider a division at this point. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. First we need to select a policy. We have Militia Act 1, we'll go Militia Act 2. And projects, let's see, we'll go ahead and get cast artillery. And we'll go ahead and start our weapons purchases. We'll go ahead and plan these out for about a year for Napoleons and James. Let's go ahead and get Mississippi Rifles going. Only 5,000 in a year. Okay. We'll probably actually need more reboard and Don't really want to get the plains weapons. These mediocre accuracy, 2.5 rounds. I mean, they're not horrible. They have good range. I just don't know if we want to order. Yeah, we'll do for the first year. We'll go ahead and place the order. I'm not going to worry about the howitzers. All right. So that's kind of the situation. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's play, and both of our armies are demoralized. Army of the Shenandoah just marched from the valley in a forced march. But it looks like we have fairly even numbers. Go ahead and start the battle up. I do plan to at least put my men into the field in a somewhat historical fashion regarding all the fords. We'll see where the Union decides to move and advance to. And we'll respond. So Johnson, I plan to put in reserve. Beauregard's forces on the front line, and then hopefully they can hold out long enough for Johnson to reinforce and drive back the Federal invaders. Alright, go ahead and close all this. So we have a series of fords across the Bull Run Creek River. Looks like the North will be coming in from up here, probably heading towards Centerville. From there they can either head to Blackburn and Mitchell's Ford, the Warrenton Turnpike to the Stone Bridge. This is historically an area that they went to, and then of course the main body went through Sudley Springs, up this way and down Matthews, and we're stopped at Henry Hill. I could see this being maybe Poplar Ford instead of Sudley Springs, but we'll see where the Union moves to. We've got, let's grab Beauregard, move the entire force forward, and we'll start picking out. Alright, so Bonham, we'll get Mitchell's Ford, Philip St. George Cock, we'll take McLean's Ford, and of course James Longstreet was at Blackburn's Ford. I think we put Davy Jones over here at Island Ford, Theophilus Holmes at Ball's Ford, we'll go Ewell at Lewis's Ford. Jubal Early, hold on. Let me get the Evans Demi Brigade up here. So Evans, this was historically where he started. He did send troops over to Matthews Hill that found, basically he was the unit that had the pincer move against him. So I'm expecting at least something there. Hampton, I'm going to put Hampton, his 2 regiments, actually, at Poplar Ford. Some cavalry at Sudley Springs. The Laurel Brigade, put over here. Wickham, put at the McLean House. Jubal Early, I think we put him at Newmarket. This gives him the road to head to all of this area, and far enough back that he can still swing to the right. As far as artillery goes, Evans has some, so we're going to place our first battery over here to kind of cover these 3 fords, and the Washington Reserve Artillery will set up here to cover this area. And of course we'll move Beauregard over to the McLean House, see what happens. As far as Johnson goes, historically he was dropped off around here, so I think having him along this, well, let's have him over here. That way he can march this way to go over here, or straight up the Manassas Sudley Road to the historic battlefields at Matthews and Henry Hill. Alright. We do have some engineering points. If we're going to get attacked, this may be the weakest point. So let's go ahead, build some fortifications. You just left click again, and then hit finish construction. We got that much done. Okay. I also would like to build some over here. I think it would be wise to get some maybe over here. We'll use some engineering points. We'll go ahead and place the breastworks at the fords. I don't know if this is totally historical, but it'll at least get us something to start with. Yeah, and then these forces would have just been out there. If they're going to attack this far north, we've got plenty of time before they're heading towards the objective. Alright, so we've got some basic entrenchments in place. Move Bonham over here and Longstreet. Yeah. So we'll have these brigades begin working on the entrenchments. And let's go. Alright, and then to get them to work on the entrenchments, select the brigade and right-click on the entrenchment. These are all fairly new. This is first engagement for everybody. So having something in the way of a defense, I think, is important. Alright. Artillery. I like that. That's good positioning. For you guys, covered, and we can probably just swing and cover that. One of the handicaps I want to give myself in this game is I don't want to spend the camera to the other side of the field and just go viewing Union troops. I think that's slightly cheaty, and I definitely don't want to be... I think that gives me an unfair advantage over the AI, even though the AI probably knows exactly what I'm doing and where I'm doing it. We'll go ahead and dismount some cavalry here. I don't expect them to use this. Kind of expect them to come down here or over here. I do think even if the main body doesn't come this way, I think some Union troops will come this way. Hopefully we can get these breastworks finished. Now I do see some smoke clouds, dust clouds in the distance, so I know they're approaching. But obviously, since I don't want to go in front of my own troops, it's kind of hard to tell where they're coming from or going. I will say I love that the mod has not only the national flag, but also state flags or historic flags. Let's where's Johnson? Yeah, Johnson's troops. So Bartow from Georgia. You've got the Georgia state flag. Bees, Mississippi. Elzy. I forget where his troops are from. Stonewall Brigade has a Stonewall flag. Alright. I think that's a nice point of detail. Still seeing some clouds in the distance. Let's see if we have a better angle from maybe Hampton's troops. Not really. Evans, the Laurel Brigade. Can't really see. We can see all the way up this road. That's a good thing. Looks like this construction's almost done. Yeah, they've got one piece, one piece, one piece, one piece, one piece, and one piece. Okay. I don't know that we're going to get any of that finished. Hopefully they attack either Sudley Springs or across a stone bridge. That's where we'll have the biggest advantage. Maybe not in manpower, but in defensive fortifications. Another thing that I want to do, as long as I remember to do it, is to hide this. I don't really want to know all the statistics. I kind of want the battles to play out. I think if you get close to that, we break one more Union brigade or regiment or whatever, rushing all your troops forward to get that last push. Be fairly unhistorical. All right, let's go ahead, speed things up. All right, we've gotten 2 done. This is also getting all these regiments some experience. It's definitely okay. Definitely have dust clouds coming this way. Let's see. I don't see any heading. Okay. Now that we've kind of gotten that, let's go ahead. Keyes is already here. All right. Let's move Johnson's forces this way. And go into this zoomed out view. Let's go ahead. Still constructing. Need just another piece. Yep, they're coming in force. Artillery starts its move. The Hanover Light Dragoons forward. Oh, come on, Longstreet. Get the fortifications built. Let's go ahead and dismount. Alright, if they're going to hold up for a second, we might be in luck. To at least get Longstreet behind the fortifications. Okay. This does look like their main body at this point. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so Longstreet gets cover. We at least have that. Let's see. Can I see any movement anywhere else? I don't see any more movement. Alright. At this point, let's go ahead, move some cavalry over here. Let's go ahead, get all you boys moving in this direction. Bring up Early, Ewell, Holmes. I'm moving them in this direction because I don't want them using these roads and coming in behind the enemy. I don't want to split our forces like that. Jones. All right. Doesn't look like they're coming this way. So let's go ahead and move this brigade in support. It does look like they're moving over here. Hopefully... Stuart is arriving. What? They already broke the cavalry. Okay. Artillery, I think, is fairly safe. Longstreet had better be getting the better of the... Oof. Okay, there comes Cox's brigade. Let's dismount Stuart, and he'll go immediately onto the line. Let's see, can we get Wickham to rally? Patriot, counter battery fire. Alright, let's go ahead. Long range orders. Stonewall Brigade. Let's get you in reserve over here. And Bartow's brigade. And then B, you can go over here. And LZ over here. Let's slow things down a bit. Alright, Jones, I need you to head this way. Yes. Kind of just trying to get these guys into the area that they need them. Evans. Yes. Hampton, you're probably still too far away. Early. Okay, they've driven back most of the artillery. Let's go ahead and bring up... Okay. Longstreet taking a beating over here. But already got his star. It's a lot moving against him. Stewart's doing alright. Bonham's doing alright. He's got the Mississippi Rifles. Mediocre. I'd imagine most of the Union forces are going to have either smoothbore, which are poor, or these, the Springfield rifle muskets, which are mediocre. Okay. Looks like they're almost ready to break. Longstreet's actually holding. Taking almost 200 casualties. And driving off 2 brigades. Bartow, where's Stonewall? I want you over here. Let's go ahead and extend the line with B. Why is artillery's feuding? That's Pelham. He should probably have been in command of that unit. Oof. 230 casualties. Driven off 2. I think Longstreet's going to come out as the champion of the day over here. Bartow, let's go ahead and move you over here. Jackson, keep moving forward. Alright. 1st Brigade, 3rd Division over here, 400 casualties. 1st Brigade, 1st Division, 350. Can we get sight on these guys? U.S. Cavalry Battalion. 60 casualties, okay. Oh, okay. Longstreet's boys are beginning to waver. So I'm actually going to put Stonewall Brigade right on top of them. They already have discipline, so cohesion increases 9.5% faster. Not necessarily that they're going to hold their position longer, but all right, he's stable. Once the Stonewall Brigade, or Jackson's Brigade, gets into place. Okay. Bartow, I need you here. And I need... Okay, we've driven those off. Let's get Elsie over here. B, you're just in the open there. Alright, where's everybody else? Early, I want you over here. Jones over here. Washington Battery, this side of the artillery. Evans, yeah, you come in here. Hampton, no. You come over here. Right, these guys are still doing okay. I mean, this whole Union force is about to break. Actually, yeah, let's just get Jackson. Advance. And long range. Oh, wow. 3 brigades, 4 brigades. These boys are laying down. All right, so Longstreet taken almost 300 casualties, but he's driven off at least 5 brigades and is back to stable. Let's get Jackson into place. See if we can rally these guys. Man, only 1 unit of artillery left. Stewart's taken 50 casualties. B looks like he's still engaged. Alright. Do I have anybody? Okay. Elsie, I need you over here. Jackson shores up the line, but there doesn't seem to be a Union threat anymore. Routed. Just going far enough. Yeah. All routed. Let's go ahead and advance Jackson. Okay. At least get him to get some rounds off against these enemies. And might as well advance Longstreet on this side. Okay. That's probably enough to win the battle. Mount up here. I don't think I have any other cavalry close. Oh. 2nd Virginia. Mount up. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Try and capture some guns. I don't think they're going to catch up to them, but we can get Jackson over here. Enemies retreating. Beautiful. So we have one. Let's go ahead and get them. trying to wrap up a couple artillery pieces. We're in such dire need. I mean, Stewart, of course, did charge headlong into the retreating Federals. So let's simulate that a little bit here. I don't know that it'll actually do it, but not going for a surrender here. I'm just going to drive the Federals off. Alright. Minor victory. We suffered 824 casualties. They suffered 2,600. Alright, how well did Longstreet do? Combat report, Army of the Potomac. Cox Brigade, almost 700. Longstreet, over 700. That's impressive. Bonham, almost 500. Laurel Brigade getting some of their artillery in there. Let's see, Army of the Shenandoah. Wow, so this is Stewart. 257 infantry, 264. So our brigade did get at least some casualties in, 161. Commander report, looks like Stewart is the best of the best for the Shenandoah, and Wickham, Longstreet, and Walton for the Army of the Potomac. See if any of these reports are useful to us. Present for duty. No casualties. So Cock and Longstreet had basically the same amount of casualties and basically caused the same amount of casualties. And over here, not really. Stonewall Brigade and Stewart's Cavalry both have an experience point. Longstreet picked up 2. Cox Brigade picked up 1, and Bonham's picked up 1. So, especially for Longstreet's brigade, well done. Alright, let's go ahead and end the battle. And with that, we'll probably also end this first episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment, ask me any questions, history related or wargaming related. And let's just take a quick look. Captain Kemper was disgraced. Picked up some little bit of military experience. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, losing 824 men is nothing. Captured 473. We got 1,000 rifles and 7 cannon. All right. So thank you very much. Enjoy. Have a good one.